Now this, I know you've done shows on Catalina. I've spent my life, I think I've been every year, most of my life to Catalina, sailed there, flown there. Uh, any way you can get there, I've gotten there. Ridden small jet skis over there as well. This is some classic stuff. Now, obviously, this is as they're getting on the steamer, getting ready to embark on their way over to Catalina. It amazes me. There's a large crane loading crates here, right next to passengers. But I think that was before we had so many lawyers in the world. Here is, of course, a very recognizable shot. My mom started traveling to Catalina as a young child and continued that along with my brother and myself. Again, you know, these shots are classic. You could add color to it, and I swear it doesn't look much different to this day. And I think that's probably one of the things that I enjoy about the island so much. Now, they said that they were cruising up the coast on the SS Catalina. I suppose it used to make its way down to the isthmus, which you will see in a few minutes here. I believe that's Long Point, uh, headed towards Avalon. I see a lot of waves breaking there. Must be some offshore winds. I didn't think to look at the date, but it must be in the fall sometime. A beautiful four-master. I believe that was Miss Catalina, but I'm sure you guys know better than I. He's got a couple shots of the speedboat coming in. I do remember as a kid in the early 60s having people throw silver dollars off the back of the old steamer and diving for the coins. Again, that was pre-lawyer era. I don't think they get away with that type of thing anymore. I believe this was my grandfather's boat here that they show. They did a lot of sailing. My uncle, as he grew up, has had boats all of his life and is retired now and lives aboard boat half the time. I think it's kind of a lifestyle. I know the lifestyle that I grew up with visiting Doheny and Dana Point kind of led me towards teaching. I teach at my alma mater in San Clemente High School, and I teach biology. I think something that my parents instilled in me on my visits down to the cove and collecting shells. My dad's presently putting a shell collection together that we collected in the late 50s and early 60s and is donating it to the Marine Institute. Uh, Quite an extensive shell collection. My brother is a renowned surf artist and is known worldwide. And again, I think it's the lifestyle, the upbringing in the local area here. I know all of our ancestors, most of them came from either the Isle of Skye in Scotland or a little fishing village in the east coast called St. Ab. So it must be a genetic thing as well. Now that's got to be shot up on the road or at the Wrigley Mansion. Again, things don't look a heck of a lot different to this day. Now there's a different scene there. That's kind of around the point. I believe that's in an area now where you have, I think it's Moonstone area. I'm not quite sure. My mom's swimming. I know she told me when she was a youngster, she took swim lessons from Buster Crabbe, of all things. Beautiful fishing boat. Some great shots of some beautiful vessels here. Ah, there it goes. Now, when I did show this footage, a couple of the guys I showed it to, for example, Mickey Munoz sat with his wife in my little teardrop camper and watched the video. One of his comments was that he'd never seen anything like this. Now, Mickey is one of the original, the handful of guys who surfed Waimea Bay for the first time, along with Greg Knoll and others. He's a local guy, lives right in Capo Beach, as does many well-known surf legends, innovators. Tom Morey, the guy who invented the boogie board, lives, just a 5-minute walk from Doheny. Hobie Alter grew up, had a house right down on Beach Road down there. Flippy Hoffman, boy, I'll tell you, the names just are endless. Now, I worked as a lifeguard for 10 years, as did my brother at San Clemente. And again, I think it was kind of brought on the lifestyle of growing up down here. Some of the other notable alumnus of the San Clemente Lifeguard Department were Bruce Brown, the filmmaker, my all-time favorite surf film, Endless Summer. John Severson, who started Surfer Magazine. A number of other locals. Steve Pesman, who is a publisher of Surfer's Journal. I think just about every major surf publication is put out in this local area, and I think to some degree it has something to do with the history and of course the waves in San Clemente. Now, again, the reason I'm narrating this is probably boring you to death, but at least in the shots of Dana Point, I wanted to kind of give you a little insight as you looked at the video what exactly you were looking at. I do have several hours more of this video, and I haven't really looked at all of it myself, so I'm not quite sure what I have, but our families talk, my brother and I and my dad, about the fact that these are some of the things that I'm sure other people would enjoy besides us. So take a look at it. I'll take some time and look and see what else I have. I love your guys' show. We watch it all the time, and I get a kick out of it. And if you can use any of this, we'd be more than happy to let you do that. My uncle is still alive, and he might shed some light on some of these as well, and I'll send it along in the letter. Aloha.